Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
How's it going, everybody? I'm the guy the girl just said the name of. This is the podcast the girl just said the name of. Welcome to the first show of the second year. My guest canceled at the very last minute. Actually, it wasn't the last minute, but it was the last 60. So it's going to be a quick show, solo show, and I'm going to try to make it up to you guys with playing more segments than normal and sort of breaking it up if I can. Once again, I'm recording this at another location. I don't know if I brought that up on the 1-year anniversary, but I'm recording this at my house. Not the one I'm remodeling, but a different one. So if things sound a little different, that's why. I actually really like this setup much better. So who knows? Maybe we'll start moving away from in-studio guests and just do it here, do it over Skype, where I actually have a working internet connection, etc. But I swear this podcast must be cursed. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try to get somebody to come in and perform an exorcism on the podcast. We'll see how that goes, but I'm seriously going to try to make that happen. Stay tuned. This is definitely not how I wanted the first episode of the second year to go, but that's just how it's going to be. Which leads me into my first segment, which is a song by Mike O'Connell, What's It Gonna Be?
I'd buy you a drink, but I snuck mine in. So unless you want a shot of this generic gin that I've been drinking in the corner since I don't know when, then I won't be much use to you. But look, I think your ass looks delicious. I got to get my dick in your britches. He will. Your body gonna make me religious. Hey, you know I wanna sex it with you, but look, now I got a lot of bitches to plow, so you can fuck me later, but you should fuck me now. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Ha. I ain't got all night now. Okay. I see that guy you're with, and I know he's hot, and I know he's rich, but he's got nothing on me when it comes to fucking. Ha! Now, if you even really cared about that vagina of yours, you wouldn't leave it in the hands of an amateur. You put it on my dick and you sit real good. You know that's where you wanna be. Look, now, I got a lot of bitches to plow, so you can fuck me later, but you should fuck me now. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Ha! I ain't got all night now. What's that gonna be? What's it gonna be? Ha! I ain't got all night now. Listen, I know an alley where we could fuck all night, and I promise not to come until the morning light. But you know I got about 1 billion bitches to plow, so you can fuck me later, but you should fuck me now. What's it Come gonna on. Be? What's it gonna be? Ha! I ain't got all night now. Oh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? $1 million strong. I ain't got all night now.
Last night, I was doing some show prep for my guest, who didn't show up. It's not their fault. They were feeling sick, but I wanted something to watch in the background while I was working on stuff. And I turn on Hulu. I'm looking through. I didn't want anything to get invested in. Just, I don't know, something I've seen a million times that I enjoy, but I wouldn't watch, you know, just something to keep me entertained when I look up from my work. And I realized my favorite TV show ever, Nathan For You, is on Hulu. I love Nathan For You. If you haven't seen it, you have to check this show out. It's a lot like Gordon Ramsay's restaurant shows. I forget what they're called, where he goes in and he like tries to turn a restaurant around, or like Bar Rescue. It's a lot like that, where this guy named Nathan Fielder comes in. He takes a local business and he tells them that he can turn their business around And it's always some really, really ridiculous idea that is never going to work in a million years. And sometimes they actually get publicity out of it, which is probably the wrong kind that you want. So anyway, I realized I hadn't seen the first season of that show. Now I'm totally watching the show instead of doing anything else. I'm trying to do show prep here and there, but I love the show. Like I said, it's my favorite show. Well, I get up to episode 6. The episode's titled Funeral Home Burger Joint Skydiving. I'm just getting into it. All of a sudden, Mark Ofuji is on my television. I about lost my shit. I could not believe the guy who has been doing segments for me for the past year is now on my favorite TV show. I couldn't believe it. I got my wife, I made her watch it. He didn't have much of a part, but it was still amazing to see, which leads me to my next segment, as I'm sure you could have guessed, but that actually happened just last night. Blew my mind. Here is First Impression with Marco Fuji.
Welcome to First Impression. This is Marco Fuji, and this gonna be James R. Jones. Go the distance. I went the distance. Your dreams will come true if you feel that they are real. If you build it, he will come. You will come. I will come. We all come.
So if you have Hulu, make sure you check out Nathan For You. Make sure you watch it when it comes back on Comedy Central. Really good show. Nathan Fielder is one of the funniest people despite being Canadian. I'm just kidding, all you people in Canada. Don't send me emails. But he was also on Bob's Burgers, which is a really funny show. Somebody else who's been on Bob's Burgers and, coincidentally, still is on Bob's Burgers is Eugene Merman. I was trying to hold off on this because I don't have many calls to play, but I don't really have anything else for you today. So here's one of the phone calls from Eugene Merman. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Send me an email, jason@wedon'thavecookies.com. Here's Eugene.
We will be in your neighborhood installing free in-home alarm systems, and we would like to offer you one, too.
Starting with who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
You have the pleasure of speaking with Eugene.
Well, we're doing a special promotion today for where we're giving away a free security system. Okay, but however, you are required to just pay the monitoring fee and a one-time installation fee.
That isn't the kind of free I was thinking of. So how much is the installation fee?
It's $99.
And how much is the monitoring fee?
$200 for doing so.
Oh, that's nice.
It's $35 to $45 a month.
If I were to cancel the following day, would I get to keep $100?
You know what? I'm not too positive on that.
But is
I'll
this
get you over to one of my security specialists, and they'd be able to assist you with that, with a question like that.
Really? They would? They would really answer that question?
I have no idea. I don't know if it's under a contract or.
Meaning you don't know if they would answer the question, or is there a chance they
I don't know how direct they would answer that question for you, but I'm pretty sure they would.
You think they would directly answer the question, or they might beat around the bush sort of and imply their answers?
I think they'd probably try to move away from that question.
They would try to move away from the question, so they would try to avoid just saying, no, that's crazy. They would avoid just going like, what are you talking about?
But just based off the question you asked right now, I really wouldn't send you over there. I'm just saying if you had an interest in the security system, but when you're telling me that you want to cancel within the next day.
To get $100, I mean, it's a pretty good plan for me. I mean, what I'm offering is a free $100 to myself. It's just a service I provide me with.
I think we're just wasting our time right now.
Not me, because I'm going to record this and sell it to the government.
Well, how do you really think you're just going to get $100?
Well, because it's $99 to install it, but then I get $200 back, and then I cancel right away, so I get $101.
I know, but by recording this conversation, how do you think that's going to help you get $100?
Oh, that won't help me get $100. I'm not crazy. I'm just kidding. Like, for some reason, you guys called me, so I thought, let's have a party. And to me,
Real quick before I forget, I want to thank everybody who listens to the show in the US, the UK, Ireland, France, and China on a regular basis. The numbers are really growing. I want to thank you guys so much. It's obvious that you're into the show and you're spreading the word. Last month was my second highest month ever. And last week, I got at least 60% of those numbers in 1 week, if not more. So we're on track for this to be the highest month ever. Couldn't appreciate it more. You guys rock. Thanks for standing behind me. I'm trying my best to make this show better every week, despite how it's sounding right now. I do have some bigger shows planned. I don't really want to spoil it yet, but just know that things are in the works. Fingers crossed we'll get that exorcism and they'll happen. You just never know. Things change. And one thing that changes is the weather. Here's Frankie McDonald with a weather report.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Severe thunderstorms is headed towards Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's going to bring a lot of rain. It may bring some sideways rain and wind-driven rain. People in Winnipeg, Manitoba, be prepared. When you're driving the car, don't drive the car to the poles. When a severe thunderstorm happens in the area, unplug your TVs, computers, stereos, and gaming consoles so you don't get a power surge. When you go for a walk, don't walk too far, because there's going to be lots of thunderstorms in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and surrounding areas. When a severe thunderstorm happens in the area, stay away from the underneath trees and stay away from the open fields such as golf courses so you don't get struck by lightning. Don't get caught in a severe thunderstorm. Stay dry, be safe.
One of the countries that I mentioned when I was thanking all the listeners was China. And I saw a story in the news this week where a Dutch man was waiting at a Chinese airport for 10 days for his online girlfriend to show up. He eventually got taken to the hospital for exhaustion. She never showed up at the airport. Apparently, when he said that he was going to fly there, she thought he was kidding and didn't show up. They're together now. Yay. I thought that was kind of crazy. I'd never met anybody online who I would fly to China for. No offense, China. Maybe if I had the money, I don't know, but you've never really physically met this person. I know online things are a little different, especially now with Skype and stuff like that. But once she doesn't show up for the first, 36 hours or less, you might just want to talk and ask where they are, or I'm not sure why that didn't happen. Maybe she was busy and he tried. I don't know. I would have given up a long time ago. I would have given up way before I went to the hospital. A lot of weird stuff going on in China right now. One thing was Chinese farmers have grown watermelons that are harder to break than regular watermelons. I'm not really sure why they decided to develop this, but they actually have videos where they're picking watermelons up and just dropping them to show that they're not breaking like a regular watermelon. I don't know what purpose that serves. And if they're harder to break when you drop them, they're probably harder to cut. So might not have been the best idea. Take that back to the boardroom. And the last thing out of there that I thought was kind of odd is they came out with the first traffic straddling elevated bus. This thing goes down the road and it drives over top of them while straddling the two lanes. I'll have a video of that on the Facebook page, facebook.com/we don't have cookies. Make sure you go there, like the page. Anyway, it was very interesting. It just looked odd. Check it out for yourselves. Send me an email. Let me know what you think. Jason@wedon'thavecookies.com. Anyway, I do have some news stories from the U.S. too. One is Philadelphia residents are told to stop swimming in dumpster pools. There is a lot more to that story, but I'm just going to leave it there. Leave it to your imagination. If you care, you can learn more about it. It's much funnier this way. Another story out there is a mystery clown who is going around Green Bay creeping people the fuck out. He's dressed creepy as hell, walks around with these balloons, and he's just waiting for people in the dark, not doing anything wrong, just sort of creeping them out. And people have called the police on this weirdo, and the police say there's nothing they can do because he's done nothing wrong. He's perfectly within his rights to dress like a creepy clown and walk around at night, making people very uncomfortable. There was a story that we did a long time ago. I think it was like the second episode I've ever done, and it was with Don Smith, where a woman was paying a clown to scare her kid. Or no, there was a dude who was dressed as a creepy clown who was renting himself out to scare kids straight, and some woman like hired him to stalk her son at bus stops, and because he was bullying kids, and he went crying home. It was a good story. I don't think it's the same clown. I think this guy's just kind of nuts. You never know what's going to happen, man. That guy's out there just wandering around Green Bay. If you haven't seen a picture, it's worth looking up. My favorite story out this week, though, proudly from my home state, Xavier University has a pizza ATM that cooks and dispenses pizzas on demand. That is awesome. Yay, Ohio. Yay, pizza. Yay, getting fat. Love that story. I'm so happy that happened in Ohio. Most people, they might be ashamed. Not me. We don't have cookies. I think it's pretty clear. I've run out of things to say about that. One thing I never run out of good things to say about is Black Rifle Coffee. BlackRifleCoffee.com. They make strong coffee for strong people. Here's an ad.
I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life, like choosing to bet on the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. But one good decision I've made is choosing Black Rifle Coffee.
All right, the last story I want to get into is from Clarksville, Tennessee, where burglary suspects were arrested when they tried to sell stolen items at a pawn shop where the victim works. That's a real story. I can't believe it. Seems like something that would only happen in Tennessee. I can't really fault anybody for it. It's just the weirdest coincidence in life. I mean, you can't be like, oh, they should have known better. How the hell do they know that guy worked at a pawn shop? But, oh man, could your luck get any worse? Only if you're doing my podcast and you're me. That was the weirdest thing, though. That was this week's Dumbass of the Year, I guess. I kind of forgot that that was a segment on the show till just now. So that's who this week's Dumbass of the Year is. Yay. Congratulations. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for the downloads. Thanks for the likes on the Facebook page. Really means a lot to me. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. If you haven't liked the Facebook page, make sure you do that too. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, wait. Before I go, I want to thank Mark DeGrossa from Folio Design House for designing the new cover art for the show. Looks great. Hope you guys like it. Wanted to make sure I shouted that guy out. Really good guy. One of the hosts from the Gym City podcast. If you live in the Dayton area, you really need to check that out. If you don't live in the Dayton area, you should check it out anyway. Wanted to make sure I got that out there before I go. Second time signing off. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review.
We all come.